welcome to round 2 of fixing this outboard.
Before we go anywhere, we have to clean these winches because they've been sitting for a long time.
It can't be all work and no play here on Nandji. Living on a boat, it's all about having fun.
Wow, look at that.
A lot of you are probably asking yourselves, there's only 3 of you, where's number 4?
I'm Bonita, that's Yosh, and this is our daughter Tallulah May. We're a family of 3 that have been sailing around the world for the last 5 years on board our 40-foot sailboat Nandji.
All right, day 2 of organising and sorting out Nandji. And one big problem that we're already having is that the outboard isn't running smoothly. It's actually really hard to start. And that's like, it's our survival thing, you know? Like, that's our little car, that's our runabout, that's our everything. We need flubber to be operating at 100% so we can kick around and do whatever we want, basically. First thing, slip, slop, slap. All right, so let's crank her over and I'll show you what she's doing. Yeah, the choke. It's got to be a fuel issue. I thought, just because it was older fuel that was in there, I thought yesterday after just kicking it on and going for a fang around, she would start running sweet again once we burn through the old fuel, but it doesn't seem to be the case. So maybe, I don't know, maybe it's like a dirty carby or the air intake might be a bit no good. I don't know. Yeah, it's just doing that and you can't, it's not idling. Basically, let's just take the top off and I'll go through the carby and the filter and the fuel line and check those spark plugs. If none of that works, then it's out of my control. This is like the air intake. Here's the carby in here. So I figure I'll take this off. It's the fuel filter. So I'll pull that off and have a look too. These are the fuel lines. Maybe there's a blockage in the fuel line. I don't know, we just pull some things apart and stick it back together again.
Girl, you're fine as you wanna. What I'm supposed to do? Something told me got time to lose. Go ahead and bust a move.
The outboard is out of my control. So I've gone through all the fuel lines, I've done the fuel filter, cleaned the carby, pulled the spark plugs out, cleaned them up, sprayed in the spark plugs hole with heaps of WD-40 and just yanked on it for ages to see if there's any water or anything in there, but man, it's just doing the exact same thing.
I'm asking the Brains Trust, I'm putting it to Instagram and asking if anyone else knows because there's no one out here that can possibly fix it or help us.
And I do know that one of our patrons is actually a marine engineer, so Rob, you're about to get an email, mate. Stay tuned. Please be quick in response. No pressure.
Before we go anywhere, we have to clean these winches because they've been sitting for a long time. They haven't been cleaned for a long time as well. The grease goes hard and makes it really hard to turn. I'm gonna clean it all out, clean all the old grease out and yeah, put some new grease and some new oil in there. I've taken all the circlips off and the top part of the winch. This is the exciting part. Ooh. One of the bearings. Here it comes. Alright, that's it. I've got all the bits off of it. I can't pull it apart anymore. And so now I've got to get stuck into cleaning it, which I'm going to use diesel to do that. Yeah. So I've cleaned everything. It's still in the right order to put it back in again. But I'm just gonna go and grease all of the cogs. So I have winch grease for that. And also I'm going to use lanolin as the oil for arclets. All done. I just got 1, 2, 3, 4 more to go. Bagus.
That's really good, well done. Good work. Oh, what a sunset. It's good to be back on Nandji. It's good to be back in remote Indonesia. To get back inside Indonesia, it's no easy task because there is a lot of documents that you need to apply for to be able to allow to get back in, and it's all worth the effort when you come back and you have these sorts of sunsets. Part of those documents that you need to have is your own personal travel insurance, which brings us to the sponsor of this video, which is Safety Wing Travel Insurance. One thing I do like about Safety Wing, it's just the ease of applying and receiving your travel insurance. Not only is it affordable, but there's no forms, there's no pre-approvals, there's no checklists that you need to go through. Everything can be done online and it only takes a matter of minutes to be done. There's no need to specify the dates of your travel or the countries that you're going to. So how it works is you sign up for a subscription service that automatically renews itself every month. But if you don't like it and you want to cancel at any time, you only pay for what you use. Safety Wing Insurance now also covers for COVID, which is an essential part of what we needed in insurance for when we entered Indonesia. So if you are about to book yourselves a holiday and you need some travel insurance, even if it's last minute, even if you're away already, you can sign up now and get your travel insurance even if you're on holiday as it is. Hello. You come to help? Yeah. So if you are in need of getting yourself some travel insurance, be sure to use that link below. As we are ambassadors, we will get a bit of a kickback. All right, my little helper, we're going to sit back and just watch the rest of this sunset because it's going to be a beauty. Big day tomorrow, mate. Yeah, we got an outboard to fix. Welcome to round 2 of fixing this outboard. Big thanks to everyone on Instagram. Putting out a bit of a post yesterday afternoon just because I was stuck, you know. I pulled the carby off and gave it a clean. And the general consensus is that I haven't cleaned that carby good enough, and so I need to clean the jets inside the carby, which I did last night and this afternoon and put it back together, and it still sounded like shit. So I'm going to give it a bit more of a, man's clean. I think I gave a bit of a woman's clean last time. Because the outboard sat for so long, and these days there's alcohol, ethanol inside the petrol. When that sits, that sort of dries out and glasses over and creates like a film, and it sort of just blocks everything. So that's what I've got to get rid of. Right, so that's the carby off. So let's pull it apart. This little thing on the side, this bit here, that's the fuel pump. Someone mentioned that maybe there's a hole in the diaphragm inside that. I have pulled that off yesterday and everything looked all good, but I'll do that again today. Yeah, take this bottom bolt off. That's the sump where the fuel is, and inside that there's a float switch, and that's where the jets are in there, and there's a little needle in there as well. So I'm going to clean all of those things again. To get that main jet out that's like right down inside that threaded hole, I have to get a screwdriver in there that fits absolutely perfectly, and I've gone through my whole array of flathead screwdrivers and I don't have one that really fits, but I do have a bit for a drill. But I'm not going to use a drill because they're like, these jets are made out of brass, so it's really soft, so I don't want to strip it. So I've got the old multi-grips clamped onto my drill bit. Just going to go gentle, gentle. Because I did clean this yesterday. But I'll just give it again. Alright, so that's blowing through and I can feel the air through that small little hole. I've broken down that all internally as far as we can go, so it's all clean. Alright, moment of truth. Oh, idiot. Put the old stop start on, you idiot. There we go. That carby is clean. It's gotta be the fuel. I've taken the fuel filter off, and that looks pretty bloody clean. I really don't know. Filter's clean, carby's clean, fuel lines are clean. It's gotta be the fuel. Has to be the fuel. So the outboard's still cactus. can't get it going, which means we don't have any water left on the boat, so I need to make water. But to make water, we're in the bay and it's quite brackish water because it's been a lot of rain, there's a lot of runoff. It's quite dirty green water, which I don't really want to make water in here, but we kind of have to. Tastes good, mate. While we're on a roll, turn on the big dog. Hello, Fang. Oh, you're as beautiful as ever. Can't see any reason why you're not going to work. There's no signs of leakage underneath or nothing. Check the seacock's open and then we'll be laughing.
Check the water strainer.
Best thing to do is just kick her over. Seacock's on. Seacock's open. You just want to go upstairs and kick her over? It can't be all work and no play here on Nandji. Living on a boat, it's all about having fun, so you can't work for 10 hours a day. Come on, man. And because it's crazy stinking hot as well. So we're gonna walk through the jungle, get to the other side to a big, beautiful beach, just relax out for a bit and have a big swim because it's just so hot. I think we acclimatized back to our South Australian weather, which is like freezing. And now back to Indo, it's like cooking.
There's just a couple of hours in the daytime where you just can't get anything done. You just feel so tired.
It's pointless.
It's pointless, so...
Get tree barreled. Woo!
We're just walking through the rainforest here and there's these huge piles of cut open coconuts. So obviously some of the locals own this land here and they harvest the coconuts and that's how they make money. So used for like a lot of cooking, coconut oil, coconut cream, coconut milk, these kinds of things. So yeah, somebody's been very busy. Wow, look at that.
Lost track of the forest through the trees, forgot what I was chasing. Spent so many nights living out at sea that my heart is gone vacant. Everybody who's close to me all stayed on dry land.
A lot of you are probably asking yourselves, there's only 3 of yous, where's number 4? Well, a simple answer to that is that Marley is still in Australia. He's staying with our friends. Unfortunately, it's not just as easy as jumping on a plane with him and flying over here. Because we left Nandji in a really remote area, it took us 4 flights, a couple of days to get back to Nandji. So I didn't want Marley to go through the whole ordeal of going on 4 planes through the tropics, interchanging on and off. Like, it's just such a stressful thing for him. Also, with our future sailing plans, Marley cannot go to these countries. So firstly, he's going to stay off in Australia for a little bit of the time being, and then when the time is right, he will be returning back to Nandji. We're not giving him up. I know some people are probably asking that. We're not giving him up. He's our bloody dog. I love the little bastard. We've had him since 8 weeks, you know, like, he's part of our family. But unfortunately, through COVID, we had to make that decision what was best for him, and that was to send him from Malaysia back to Australia. And now that we went back to Australia to see him, we know he's all really good. Everything's really good with him. He's happy. That's the biggest thing out of this. He's happy. He's frothing out. He's running around. He's got a family and grommies to play with. So he's more than happy, and that's the most important thing. There's more us that aren't happy, but that's the way life is at the moment. And until we can rectify that situation, until the world changes, until we move, that's just the way it has to be. So Marley is really good, but unfortunately he's not on board with us now.
And like clockwork, the afternoon dark clouds have started to roll on in, so we're going to head on back to the boat before it starts raining. Make sure all the hatches, they're all closed, but you know what I mean.